What's going on, people? Keith Moore Jr. here, and today I am going to be talking about how rupturing my Achilles changed my life. This is actually going to be a very positive video because I'm going to tell you all what I learned and how I got better after rupturing my Achilles. But first, let me provide you with some background details for those who may not know exactly how I ruptured my Achilles. So I was playing basketball. It was in July of 2016, and I did not stretch properly. I never did when I played basketball. I would do, some quick stretches, hold them for maybe 10 seconds for each stretch, and then, start playing. I would start off playing, kind of slow, so I can get loose and warm up and everything, which was ridiculous. But, that's what I did. And that was a bad habit that I had, and I paid for it. But, I did my light stretching, and then we started playing. So I would say the game probably had been going on at that time no more than 10 minutes, I would say, at the most. And I shot a 3-pointer. I knew I was going to miss it, so I was going to go get the rebound. But as I got ready to take off for the rebound, I thought someone either kicked me in the back of my leg or a ball from the sideline came and hit me in the back of my leg. So I turn around, I don't see anything there. So I'm like, that's weird. So as I go to try to take a step, the ground just feels like it's just like my foot just felt like it was just going all the way down. Like I couldn't feel like it's hard to explain, but it just felt like the ground was just deep. That's the best way I can explain it. So then I immediately went down, and initially I'm like, I have adrenaline flowing and everything, but as I start to collect my thoughts and everything, initially I'm like, maybe it's just an ankle sprain or something. But once, things got a little clearer for me, I realized I ruptured my Achilles because I had people explain to me in the past that ruptured their Achilles exactly what happened, and the exact same thing happened to me. They were playing basketball. It was a loud pop. They thought somebody kicked them in the back of their leg. It was the exact same situation. The one good thing about that day was I was already at a hospital. So we were playing basketball at a hospital. So, the people from the emergency room came to, put me in a wheelchair and then took me, over to the emergency room to do because I couldn't get an MRI that day, obviously. I had to get an x-ray. They did an ultrasound also. I don't know why they did that. It was one of those things where I was like, I know my Achilles is ruptured, but someone was like, no, I think it may be a calf strain, just stay positive. And my whole thing was, no, I'm realistic. It's an Achilles rupture. So I don't know why we have to do an ultrasound, because that's just something that I have to pay for. So then when I said that to myself, and I'm like, oh, this is just for money. I wish I would have thought that before I did the ultrasound, so I could have saved myself some money. But anyway, long story short, I ruptured my Achilles. And then, I don't know, I think it was a week later. Was it? I'm trying to think. I can't remember how many. It was no more than a week later when I had my surgery, because I had to go into I had to go into the doctor to get my MRI and everything, and then schedule my surgery. So it was like it was like a week later. I can't remember exactly how many days because it's been 3 years now. But now to the topic of the video. Well, I've already been talking about the topic, which is my Achilles rupture. But now to talk about how it changed my life. So one way it changed my life was it made me more mentally tougher, because like I went through a lot during that Achilles rupture, not being able to go to the gym. For someone who was always going to the gym and always active, that is very difficult. You know, not having an appetite, and I had real bad nerve damage for quite a while. You all can see that actually in I have a playlist where I did a Road to Recovery series. So check that out. I have a lot of information in there, but mentally it just made me a lot stronger, because now, like, when I get injuries, obviously there aren't any injuries that are anywhere near that bad, but I'm able to stay optimistic through everything now, because I know that everything heals with time. And an Achilles rupture, that takes a long time to heal. I'm used to, you know, I had surgery before. I had hip surgery when I was in the 7th grade, but that was nothing compared to this Achilles rupture, because like I couldn't walk. You know, I had the boot on my foot and everything. I couldn't drive because the Achilles I ruptured was on my right foot. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't go to work. I had to work from home for like 3 months. It was at least 3 months, but it was bad. But so that was the one good thing. The first good thing that came from it was just made me a lot more tougher mentally. The second thing that came from it was it made me start to really study the body more, and like the science behind everything. You know, what are some things that could have caused me to rupture my Achilles? You know, how did my lack of stretching, how did it possibly impact this? Or how did something like me doing very heavy calf raises, bouncing up and down, you know, wear my Achilles down? It just made me start thinking about, that was a joke by the way, but you know, if you all saw my recent video on calf training, then you all will know what I'm talking about. But you know, that does have an impact on your Achilles, believe it or not, when you're doing very heavy calf raises and just bouncing up and down. So, and I was doing that at the time. I thought I was doing something special, but I'm not saying that's, you know, that was the cause of it, but it could have had something to do with me rupturing my Achilles, but who knows? But anyway, that was the second thing, just me becoming more of a student of the body as a result of the Achilles rupture. Then number 3, I actually learned a lot more about nutrition as a result of this, because I lost between like 30 and 40 pounds because of the medicine I was taking. I didn't have an appetite, and then to be honest, I was pretty depressed because I could not sleep because I had the nerve damage in my foot. So anytime I would fall asleep, I would wake up like 10 minutes later and my foot would be burning. I mean, burning. I mean, I would say 10 to 15 minutes would be the most I would sleep at one time. And I would just have to like hold my foot and rub it. And then I would have to go get ice and just hold it on my foot and try to fall asleep like that. Then I would fall asleep for another, 10 maybe 15 minutes, and then I would wake up again because my foot was just burning. And then I would find myself, like, during the day, like when I would take my lunch for work, since I was able to work from home, I would take like a quick 15-minute nap, and I would wake up afraid that I'm like, wow, how long was I asleep? I feel like I've been asleep for hours. Then I would just see that 15 minutes passed. So I had a lot of stress and, you know, depression at that time, and the medication I was taking did not help either, because it was really affecting my mood to the point where I was like, you know what, I'm just going to have to deal with the pain, because I do not like the way this medication is making me feel. So those are some of the ways the Achilles rupture changed my life. Now, I am not saying at all that I'm happy that it happened, because I'm not, because it did slow down my progress at the time, but I was able to recover now. I'm pretty much back to normal, besides my right calf still being smaller than my left calf. Hopefully over time, that is something that I can hopefully fix so that they are the same size. But I just try to look at the bright side of things and be more optimistic about things. And rupture my Achilles is something that has helped me with that, because you never know how much I would take for granted, like, my physical abilities, like being able to run up and down the court, jump, and things like that. So you never know how good you have it until you lose it. That's the best way I can say it. Because when I lost my ability to do pretty much anything, like walking, going up and down steps, driving, then it really made me sit back and think, like, wow, it's nothing to complain about. You know, when you're in good health and you're able to do just the basic things in life, then it's really nothing to complain about. So that's why now when I get injured or anything, I'm just like, you know, let it heal, stay off of it, don't rush it, because if you try to rush it, you'll re-aggravate it and you'll make it worse. But I just wanted to cover that today and talk about how an Achilles rupture changed my life, but it changed it for the better. So please like this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel, and catch you on the next one. Peace.